With a pained scream, Sarah gave birth to her first child in horrific conditions. But she couldn't feel any joy because the baby was the result of an unspeakable act with her own biological father. A year ago, her father, Nelson, tricked her into helping him carry some things down to the basement. Once in the basement, she noticed a hidden door behind a bookshelf. Since it was her father, Sarah didn't think twice and walked right in. Little did she know this would mark the beginning of her nightmare. Before Sarah could even react, Nelson walked out and slammed the door shut. That's when Sarah realized something was terribly wrong. When she saw that the boxes she had helped carry in were filled with her own personal belongings, she finally understood this was all part of her father's plan. In a panic, she spotted an air vent on the wall and rushed over, screaming for help. But Nelson quickly grabbed a blanket and stuffed it into the vent, blocking any sound from escaping. When Sarah's mother realized her daughter was missing, she immediately called the police, but Nelson lied, claiming Sarah had been planning to run away and that her clothes were gone. In the end, the police believed she had left on her own. Just like that, Nelson sent the police away. When Nelson came back, she rushed at him and knocked him to the ground. She thought she was finally going to escape, but then she realized the outer door had a combination lock. Nelson soon appeared and roughly threw her back to the ground. Once the secret room door was closed, Nelson stopped pretending. He told Sarah to obey him, or he'd starve her to death. During the day, he acted like a concerned father worried about Sarah's safety. At night, he transformed into a monster and sneaked into the basement behind his family's back. On the 21st day of Sarah's captivity, it was her 18th birthday, Nelson brought her a cake, but only if she agreed to wear a revealing red dress he had bought her. Sarah had no choice but to put on the red dress and walk toward him. That day, while eating canned food, Sarah noticed the sharp lid of the can. She turned it into a weapon, planning to use it to defend herself. When Nelson returned to the room, she secretly hid the weapon behind her and prepared to attack him. But Nelson had already noticed what she was planning. In a flash, he took the weapon from her and slammed her into the wall. What followed was another brutal assault. A year passed, and Sarah remained locked in the basement, where she gave birth to a child in the dark, filthy prison.